All right, guys, so in this video, we're going to be taking a look at how you could potentially get up to £1,650 for free through the government announcing the cost of living payments and the energy payments. So I'm sure many of you guys have heard the news about the announcements that were made over the past couple of months, but not many people actually dove right into the detail to figure out who is going to get what, when they're going to get it, and how they actually get it. So in this video, we're going to be looking at who, when, how much, and how to claim. So let's jump straight into the video. The first thing we're going to take a look at is energy costs, or the energy rebate. Now there are two energy rebates planned. The first one, the UK government has announced plans to help residents with rising energy costs. So they're going to give all energy customers will receive a £400 grant. Now the word grant there is very important, as that means you do not have to pay that money back, where some of the plans they talked about earlier on this year, they were talking about customers repaying any payments over the next 3 to 5 years. But they decided to change it into a grant, so you'll get that £400 and you don't have to pay it back. There's also an additional £150 payment. This was the very first payment. This was to help with the rising cost of energy, but it was paid via a council tax rebate. And is only available to people with a house or property in council tax bands A to D. Now that scheme is still ongoing in some councils, so make sure that you look up your own individual council to find out what is going on. But the £400 grant will be paid to everyone that is an energy customer. Now when I say energy customer, I presume they maybe don't have plans necessarily for people that are completely off-grid and don't have energy accounts with the major providers. So if you are off-grid, maybe that's something you can take some time to look into. Now keep in mind, these payments are completely tax-free and they will not affect the benefit cap or existing benefit awards. And this money will not need to be paid back. As I just mentioned, these are grant payments. So that's not a bad start. Now I know there will be some people thinking, well, energy's already gone up £700-800 in the spring and it's going to be doing the same at least in the autumn as well. This doesn't really make much of a difference. And I do agree, but ultimately it's still free money. So I wanted to share it with you guys to make sure you get the money that has been allocated to you. So that is the energy rebate. Now the next one is the cost of living payments. So this is to help out low income households. And basically the government are classing low income households as anyone that is on means tested benefits. So here, the UK government has also announced plans to help low income households with the rising costs of living. So not just energy, but the general costs of living. A £650 payment we've made to people claiming any of the following means tested benefits. So take a look through that list. If you're currently claiming one of those benefits, or sorry, not currently, because actually there was a specific date period. I think I've got it there. There we go. So it's eligible to those that were claiming a benefit and received a payment of at least £26. I don't know why I said £26, but that's what I said out, between the 26th of April 2022 and the 25th of May 2022. Now I did read it will also be available to people that submitted an application during those dates and that application turns out to be successful. So if you didn't receive money but you did submit an application and it is successful, make sure you check to see whether you're going to get these cost of living payments as well. Now for the cost of living payments and the energy rebate payments that I just showed you on the previous slide, I'm going to show you at the end of the video how to claim these and how they're going to be paid. There's also an additional £150 that we paid to anyone receiving disability benefits. So disability benefits aren't means tested. The major two are DLA and PIP, but there are others. So again, do your own research on that. But that will be an additional £150 on top of the £650 and also on top of the £400 and probably on top of the original £150 as well. But I'll come back to that in a moment when I talk you through the people that are eligible for a payment of up to £1,650. So on the next slide, we're going to look at the pensioner payments. So it may be fairer to call this the winter fuel payment. So households eligible for winter fuel payment will receive an additional £300 in November/December. So it depends when the government actually makes this payment. So most pensioners, or the vast majority of pensioners, already receive a winter fuel payment, and depending on your age will depend how much you get. So take whatever you usually get and add on an additional £300 on top, and that is what you're going to get. Like I said, almost all pensioners should benefit from this, and the most vulnerable pensioners will receive support of up to £1,650. So that breaks down, you've got the £150 council tax rebate, which I talked about at the beginning. That was part of the energy rebate. You then got the actual £400 energy grant. You've got the £650 cost of living payments if you're claiming any of those means tested benefits. You've then got the £150 disability cost of living payment if you're eligible for that. Plus you've got the £300 on top, the additional winter fuel payments. So if you do fall into all of those categories, then potentially you could receive support of up to £1,650. So now you know all of the payments that are coming. When are they actually coming and how do you apply for them? Well, the first one is the energy rebates, the £150 council tax rebate. This has already been paid to most people that pay their council tax by direct debit. Other people that pay it manually, they have to apply it to the local council. And as I mentioned earlier on in the video, the deadline varies from council to council. So some of them may have already closed their deadlines, but some of the ones I looked at this morning had them running until the end of July or into August. So look up your local council and see what they say if you haven't applied for that and fall into council tax bands A to D. The £400 energy grant, that will be automatically applied to your energy account starting in October, and that will go on for 6 months. Now, I've read some pages that say it's going to be applied as a credit, and I've seen other people that say they're going to deduct it instead, but basically it means the same thing. They're either going to give you credit or they're going to deduct it from the bill. It's the same thing. There's no need to apply. It will be automatically applied to your energy account. And if you use a prepayment meter instead of paying by direct debit, then it will be paid via a voucher to you, or the credit will be automatically applied to your meter. So the cost of living payments, this is going to the low income households that are claiming means tested benefits. The first payment of $326 will be paid on the 14th of July. The payments will be slightly delayed for those that are on tax credits only. I don't know why, I'm just giving you guys the information that I found. And the next payment is going to be paid in autumn. That's going to be $324. Now I have no idea why they didn't make it $325 and $325 to make it $650. They decided to do $326 and $324. And these payments will be an automatic payment into your bank accounts because those are receiving the benefits. The account details will already be with the relevant people and they can make those payments directly into the bank accounts. So you don't have to apply for anything. And the £150 disability cost of living payment, which is for people that are on disabilities benefits such as DLA or PIP, that we paid in September in the same way. And the pensioner payments, like I said, are the winter fuel payments. So that will just be paid as an increased winter fuel payment in the usual way. So we paid directly to you into your bank in either November or December, as these payments are usually made prior to Christmas. So hopefully guys, you now understand who's getting the free money, how much they're going to get, when they're going to get it, and whether they need to do anything to actually get that money in the first place. If you found this video useful, I'd appreciate it. Hit that like button. If you know anyone else that you think will find this video useful, please share it with them. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.